These are worthless, just like you," Amanda shouted, throwing another one of my paintings into her truck. "You're embarrassing our family with this nonsense. I'm taking these to the dump where they belong." I stood frozen, my hands shaking as I watched my sister-in-law destroy 5 years of my work. My name is Olivia, and at 32, I never imagined my own family would steal my art in the name of helping me. "Please, those paintings mean everything to me," I begged. But Amanda just laughed. "Then maybe you should have spent more time being a good wife instead of wasting your life on this junk," she said, holding up my favorite painting of a night sky. I reached for it, but she pushed me back. Behind her, my mother-in-law, Margaret, stood with her arms crossed, watching. "Amanda's right, dear," she said with fake concern. "These silly paintings are distracting you from your real duties." I knew the truth. Last week, I was invited to an art show, my first chance to share my work. But Amanda, who always saw herself as the creative one in the family, couldn't stand the thought of me getting any attention. She grabbed another painting, a portrait of an elderly woman I had carefully painted. "This one deserves special treatment," she said, raising her knee to break the canvas. "Stop." I tried to stop her, but Margaret grabbed my arm. "Let her do this, Olivia. You're being dramatic." I watched helplessly as Amanda loaded the last of my paintings into her truck. All my hard work gone. The worst part, my husband, Michael, was at work, unaware of what was happening. Or maybe he did know. He had been distant lately, spending more time at the office. "There," Amanda said, brushing off her hands. "Now you can focus on being the wife Michael deserves." As they drove away, I sank to the garage floor, surrounded by empty easels and scattered brushes. The space that had been my safe place now felt hollow. But beneath my sadness, something stronger stirred: determination. What Amanda and Margaret didn't know was that I had taken photos of every piece I'd ever created. I had proof. Even more importantly, I had been sharing my work online for years under the name OV Knight, building a following they knew nothing about. I grabbed my phone and called my best friend, Lauren. "They did what?" she shouted. "They took everything," I said, my voice shaking. "That's theft, Liv." "I'll make some calls," she said. Later that evening, when Michael came home, I told him what had happened. He loosened his tie and sighed. "Maybe they're right," he said. "Your art, it's not exactly helping our future. Amanda just wants what's best for the family." I stared at him, the man who once loved watching me paint. Had he changed, or had I just been blind? "Our future?" I asked. "Or your future at your father's firm?" He didn't answer. He just walked upstairs. His phone buzzed on the counter. I glanced at the screen. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow, baby. Hope you told your wife about the late meeting." Jessica. Everything clicked. His late nights, his distance, his family's sudden push to fix me. They weren't just trying to stop me from the art show. They were making room for someone else in my place. I went to the office, opened my laptop, and logged into my OV Knight account. My latest post had thousands of likes, with people praising my art. I checked my email. An art dealer from New York wanted to feature me in an upcoming show. I smiled. Amanda thought she had destroyed my future. She had no idea who I really was or what I was capable of. I typed my reply, steady and sure. "Thank you for your interest. I'd love to discuss this further." This wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. 3 months passed in a blur of careful planning and quiet observation. I rented a small studio apartment using money I'd saved from selling my digital art online. Another talent my in-laws never knew about. Michael barely noticed my increasing absences, too preoccupied with his late meetings with Jessica. I was in my new studio working on a commission piece when Lauren called. "Liv, you need to get down to the museum right now." Her voice was tight with controlled anger. "Remember that special exhibition I told you about? The one showcasing emerging local talent." "Yes. What about it?" "Your paintings are here. All of them, and guess who's claiming to be the artist?" My brush clattered to the floor. "Amanda. She's calling herself AM Knight. Real creative, right? She's here right now, giving interviews about her artistic journey and her inspiration from nature and human struggles." I felt oddly calm as I grabbed my keys. "Send me pictures. I'm on my way." When I arrived at the museum, the exhibition hall was crowded with art enthusiasts and local media. Through the glass doors, I could see Amanda, dressed in an expensive bohemian outfit that screamed, trying too hard to look artistic, gesturing dramatically in front of my night sky painting. "That piece represents the struggle between light and darkness," I heard her say to a group of reporters. "I spent countless nights perfecting the technique." Lauren met me at the side entrance, her face flushed with anger. She's been spinning this story for weeks. Claims she's been painting in secret for years, afraid to share her talent with the world. The gallery owner is eating it up. I pulled out my phone and opened my encrypted cloud storage. Good thing I keep receipts. Every painting had been documented from first sketch to final brushstroke. I had videos of myself working on them, dated photos, even early versions and studies. More importantly, I had my entire OV night portfolio, works in the same distinctive style that predated anything Amanda was claiming as hers. "Mrs. Rhodes." A distinguished-looking man approached Lauren. "The Times reporter is asking about the authentication process for the AM Night collection." "Actually," I stepped forward, "I can help with that." The next few minutes were chaos. I introduced myself and calmly opened my phone gallery. As I swiped through the evidence, Amanda's face turned from confusion to horror. She tried to maintain her composure, but I could see panic setting in. "These are clearly forgeries," she sputtered. "She's trying to steal my moment." "Interesting theory," I replied, pulling up a video of myself working on the elderly woman's portrait, especially since this was posted on OV Night's account 6 months ago. "Tell me, Amanda, how did you manage to perfectly replicate a painting that already existed?" The gallery owner was now looking between the paintings and my documentation, his expression growing increasingly grave. Margaret, who had been proudly watching from the corner, rushed forward. "This is ridiculous. Olivia has always been jealous of Amanda's talents. She's clearly fabricated all of this." Lauren cleared her throat. "Actually, as the museum's curator, I can confirm that OV Night's work has been verified and tracked for years. We've been following the artist's development quite closely." The whispers started spreading through the crowd. Phones came out. People started looking up OV Night's portfolio. Amanda's carefully constructed lie was unraveling thread by thread. "I can explain," Amanda started, but the gallery owner cut her off. "I think we've seen enough. Security, please ensure these pieces are secured. We'll need to document everything for the police report." "Police?" Margaret's voice went up an octave. "Surely we can handle this as a family matter." I turned to face her, years of suppressed anger finally surfacing. "Like how you handled taking my paintings? Or how you've been handling Michael's affair with Jessica?" The silence that followed was deafening. Margaret's face went white. Clearly, she hadn't known about Jessica, or at least hadn't known that I knew. "That's right," I continued, my voice carrying across the now silent gallery. "While you've been so focused on controlling my life and stealing my art, you missed what was happening right under your nose. But don't worry, I have evidence of that too." Amanda started to say something, but Margaret grabbed her arm, finally realizing just how badly they miscalculated. I watched them hurry toward the exit, their perfect facade crumbling with every step. The gallery owner turned to me, genuine admiration in his eyes. "You're OV Night? We've been trying to contact you for months about a major exhibition." I smiled, thinking of the studio apartment where my newest works were taking shape. "I'm listening." As security began carefully documenting and removing my stolen paintings, Lauren squeezed my arm. "Are you okay?" I looked around the gallery, at the people still studying my work with genuine appreciation, at Amanda's abandoned bohemian shawl lying forgotten on a chair, at the business cards being pressed into my hands by collectors and gallery owners. "You know what? I really am." My phone buzzed. Michael calling, probably wondering why his mother was calling him in a panic. I declined the call and turned back to the gallery owner. "Now about that exhibition." Word spread quickly in the art world, and even faster in family circles. By morning, Amanda's attempt to steal my paintings was all over the local news. Headlines read, "Emerging artist exposed as fraud. Sister-in-law reveals truth." My online portfolio, OV Night, exploded with new followers, and galleries across the country were reaching out. Michael came home that evening, his face filled with anger and confusion. "What have you done?" he demanded. "Mom's a mess. Amanda's reputation is ruined." I kept packing my art supplies into boxes, each movement feeling like a step toward freedom. I told the truth, something your family has a problem with. "What's that supposed to mean?" I pulled out my phone and played a video, security footage of Amanda and Margaret loading my paintings into the truck. It means I'm done pretending. Done letting your family destroy what matters to me. And done ignoring your affair with Jessica. Michael's face turned pale. How did you? Does it matter? What matters is that I'm leaving. The divorce papers are on the kitchen counter. Your signature spot is marked. Divorce? You can't be serious. Where will you even go? I pointed to a stack of business cards. Turns out, when you stop hiding your talent, opportunities come to you. The National Gallery wants to feature my work, the real artist, not your sister's cheap copies. As if on cue, my phone rang. Lauren, updating me on the police investigation. Michael watched as I calmly discussed evidence and documentation. His expression changed. He was finally seeing me, not as a wife with a hobby, but as a real artist. I never knew, he said quietly. You never wanted to know. You were too busy making me fit into your family's mold. But guess what? The mold broke. The next few weeks were a whirlwind. While my lawyers handled the divorce and Amanda's legal troubles, I focused on preparing for my first major solo exhibition. The National Gallery didn't just want my art, they wanted my story. Margaret tried to stop it, of course. She showed up at my studio, teary-eyed. We only wanted what was best for the family, she pleaded. No, I corrected, you wanted what was best for your image. There's a difference. But we're family. Family doesn't steal from each other. Family doesn't cover up affairs. Family doesn't crush someone's dreams. She left without another word. Opening night of my exhibition was everything I had dreamed of. My paintings were displayed with my name proudly beside them. Critics praised my work. Collectors made offers that would have made Amanda jealous. Lauren found me standing in front of my night sky painting, the one Amanda had nearly destroyed. Look at you, she said with a grin. The toast of the art world. Not bad for a worthless hobby, I laughed. As I moved through the gallery, I overheard whispers about Amanda's upcoming trial and Michael's divorce. Word was Jessica had already moved on, leaving him alone to deal with his family's downfall. But those stories weren't mine anymore. My story was on these walls, in every brushstroke. It was in the new art I was creating, free from expectations, free from limits. The elderly woman I had painted came to the exhibition. She stood in front of her portrait, eyes glistening with tears. You saw me, she whispered. You really saw me. That's what art was about, seeing people, understanding them. Something my old family had never done. 5 years later, my paintings hang in major galleries worldwide. Ovi Night is no longer a mystery. I stepped into my identity proudly. Amanda's theft became part of my success story. Sometimes I hear updates about them. Amanda's failed career, Margaret's lost social status, Michael's lonely life. But I don't focus on them. I focus on my art. The latest piece in my studio is a self-portrait, not of my face, but of my hands holding a paintbrush, creating something new. Behind it, barely visible, is the shadow of my old garage studio, transformed into wings. Some call it my masterpiece. I call it freedom.